have a board, and we're now due to complete our quest. This looks pretty good for us, right? We have access to Amara, heal us to 40, summon a few more minions. Yeah, this looks pretty good. What could go wrong here? Well, firstly, if you hadn't figured it out by now, we're going to draw 4 cards. That's not good. It means that we're going to overdraw. So Shadow Word Death, Potion of Madness gone, Power Word Shield gone. Hey, those are not the worst things to lose. So we may as well get some more value to replace those lost cards. We play Benedictus. However, given the kind of opponent that we were up against, it was Quest Mage, and once the apprentices come down, you know it's a lost cause. This deck that I'm playing can grind an opponent out over the long game. You win the fatigue war, but against an OTK deck that can just burst you down over 2 turns after completing their quest, well, there's nothing much that you can really do, sadly. The question is, how many fireballs are we going to take to our face before we hit that concede button? Of course, we'd better check that he's actually got Antonidas before we concede. Do you require my assistance? Yes, there he is. Okay, so when shall we hit the concede button? Should we just wait until the last fireball is due to my face and then hit concede before it connects? Nah, we just hit concede now. This is a waste of time. Okay, so it didn't work out against the mage.
By the holy light.
Yeah, by the holy light. It didn't work out against the paladin either. This is an aggro paladin. And yeah, we just had a handful of late game threats which couldn't measure up against his aggro. What a shame. Okay, what deck am I playing today? I'm playing the Amazoth Death Rattle Priest. Now in my last video, I had 499 wins with Priest, and I opened it up to people and said, what would you like me to play to hit 500 wins? And Archbishop Benedictus came up. So I started looking for a semi-competitive deck with Benedictus, and I found this Amazoth Priest, with the quest of course. So there's quite a bit of versatility in this deck. You can heal with Amara after completing your quest, heal to 40 of course. You've got Spirit Lash for healing too. You've got board clears, a Psychic Scream is in this deck. You've got Spirit Lash for a bit of healing and possibly a board clear. You saw the combo with Thalnos, that was pretty effective. Potion of Madness can control the board. Now, early game minions, the Oracle is in this deck, as is Double Loot Hoarder, Plated Beetle. That's some reasonable early game. I'm not convinced by the Crystalline Oracle. It's quite weak with its 1/1 stats, but it's still something to do on turn 1, right? Well, actually no, you play your quest on turn 1. It's something to do on turn 2. If you've maybe got 2 Oracles, you can fill out your mana curve. Otherwise, you're floating 1 mana. Okay. Really not convinced by Crystalline Oracle then. But Loot Order is pretty solid. You draw a card, 2 attack, trades in quite nicely with other minions and hopefully kills them in the early game. I like the armour from Plated Beetle. It can help against aggro decks. So early game, average to reasonably solid. You then move into your mid game. You've got Twilight's Call to bring back some of your Death Rattle minions. You've got the Shellraiser, which is a solid taunt in my opinion, and of course Ken Bloodhoof. Everyone loves Ken. Now into your late game, of course, if you're going into Fatigue, you play Benedictus and you win the Fatigue War. You've got Shadow Reaper Anduin to remove big threats, and then of course double Obsidian Statue. If you survive until turn 9 against aggro, that statue coming down to the board board can be a game winner due to the healing it offers you, providing they don't have a silence effect. And then of course Enzoth the Corruptor for ultra late game value. So this deck, it's versatile, as I said, but as you saw at the start of this video, you can just get aggroed down by paladins, or just burst down by mages, and if Amara isn't there to help you, you're kind of screwed. So let's have a look though at this deck in action, a full game on the wild mode, no, I stand corrected, on the standard mode ladder. I'm so used to saying on the wild mode ladder. No, this is the standard mode ladder. And we're going up against a paladin. Now, we have the quest, which is reasonable, I guess. Now we just need to draw those death rattle minions. The assumption is that this is an aggro paladin, either dude paladin or murloc paladin. There's a knife juggler. Okay, so I guess Loot Hoarder is a reasonable reaction. Of course, whatever he plays on this turn, the juggles are probably going to kill the Loot Hoarder. No, that one goes face. Oh, that one kills it. Now, if my Loot Hoarder had survived, we would have traded into the juggler, and actually, that would have made a world of difference in this game, because undoubtedly, the longer that juggler stays on board, and the paladin will do everything he can to protect the juggler, the longer it stays on board, that is a lot of additional damage that we're taking to our face. Look, you can see it adding up right now. It's very painful. So, I'm just going to re-summon here. Make a little bit more progress towards quest completion, and I want him to commit a little bit more to the board, I guess, before I pull a trigger on Thalnos and Spirit Lash. Value the card draw massively too. And he's just going all face. Wow. Just going all face. Unbelievable. Okay, so now these three minions on the board that he ignored, we're going to throw them in and pop those divine shields. The key thing is getting his minions down to either 1 or 2 health. So our Thalnos Spirit Lash does 2 damage, of course, and we'll clear the board. And the healing value is going to be insane too. Let's see what cards we draw. Enzoth, a bit useless. Well, that could have some value. Regardless, it is a board clear. We do complete our quest. We now have access to Amara, and this guy has 2 cards in hand. What's he going to do? Honestly, what is he going to do? This is game over. And I guess this is how you beat an aggressive paladin. Oh, Leroy Jenkins, sure. Sadly, it's not going to be enough. We have Amara. So yeah, a lucky turn of events for us there, letting us beat the aggro paladin. Feels good. And that is our route to 500 wins. And there he is, Golden Priest, all shiny and golden. So, back in the early days of Hearthstone, getting Golden Priest, or 500 wins with the Priest, was considered a massive, massive grind, and something that a lot of people put off, I think. But as the years have gone on, and more cards have been introduced, and it's no longer a hard grind with Priest anymore, because there are quite a few viable Priest decks now that people play on Standard and on Wild. So certainly getting Golden Priest is a lot easier than it used to be. Anyway, this deck here, the Amazoth Death Rattle deck. It's not tier 1, but it is, it's certainly, I'd call it tier 2, maybe tier 3. It's reasonable, right? It's semi-competitive. You've got to get a bit lucky, I guess, when you play it, but it's certainly reasonable. What it's missing is AoE. Psychic Scream's good, but I think this deck would certainly benefit from Dragonfire Potions. I mean, obviously this is standard mode and not wild mode, so Excavated Evil on 5 would be pretty good, but that's a wild mode card, sadly. So yeah, you're lacking sort of AoE in between Spirit Lash and Psychic Scream, and I think that's where this deck falls down against aggro. You play your Death Rattle minions, sure, but aggro decks will play faster than you, and they will outvalue you quicker. That's where the AoE comes in, and that's what the deck is missing. Other than that, though, if you do survive into your late game and manage to plop down those obsidian statues and then bring them back to life with Enzoth, aggro decks are screwed up to that point. So that's worth considering too. Archbishop Benedictus, which is one of the key cards in this deck, didn't do a whole lot for me, sadly. So continues to be a bit of a meme card. Good for fatigue, but if you're getting aggro down or OTK down, it really doesn't help much. But there we go, 500 wins with Priest. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do subscribe. I would be eternally grateful. And we are going for 1,100 subscribers, which is going to be awesome when we get there. And of course, very soon in the near future, I will be doing a subscribers packs giveaway, giving away cards from the packs rather, from the new Witchwood Hearthstone expansion, so do stay tuned for that. But for the time being, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys all again very soon for more Hearthstone fun.